Hi everyone, how are you? Had a good lunch?
Yep.
So thank you very much for coming today and listening about Seekmi. So I'm Clarissa, I'm one of the founders of Seekmi, and I'm currently the COO and CTO of the company. So we'll start off by, I'll show you a viral video that we created that actually helped us get a lot of awareness in Indonesia.
Gimana? Udah punya pacar belum?
Gimana gue punya pacar? Waktu gue gak ada, masa rusak? Bantu gue cabut, kerjaan gue banyak banget. Gimana nih Jess, bantuin dong. Gue butuh solusi yang gampang, cepat, dan tanggap, kapanpun dari manapun.
Makanya, pakai dong Seekmi. Mau pilih jasa apa aja, lengkap, mudah, cepat, dan langsung terhubung sama orangnya. Mulai dari fitness instructor, repairman, makeup artist, asisten rumah tangga, sampai building contractor juga ada. Seekmi, get things done.
And Indonesians also comprise the fourth largest user base on Twitter with 16 million users. That's actually 3 times the population of Singapore alone. If you look at the service industry, you can actually see that there's a 7.3 billion opportunity that hasn't been yet tapped by technology. So that's exactly what we're trying to do with Seekmi. And there's also 535,000 service providers in the country. In terms of the market size of the service industry in Indonesia, you can see here in 2013, Indonesia alone had a $7.3 billion market size. Comparing that to Malaysia and Singapore, you can see that the growth is actually much higher as well, with 11.6% as compared to Malaysia with 0.6% and Singapore with 4.1%. So what is Seekmi? Seekmi is the first and most comprehensive intelligent service marketplace in the country. We help customers find anything from AC repairmen, from yoga instructors, English tutors, but for any job that they're looking for, we help them find the best service provider. So, another question a lot of people ask me is, how did you guys come up with the idea of Seekmi? So actually, when I first came to Indonesia about a year and a half ago, I had a lot of trouble finding an AC repairman for my apartment. I looked around, I asked all my friends, and finally I found a AC repairman, but it took a few days before that AC repairman was available. And that's when I met with Nayoko and I said, look, this is a big problem. And he also, as an Indonesian, had the same problem. So we realized that this is actually a very big potential for the country and a big problem that we can solve. And that's when we came up with the vision of the company to be the leading curated service marketplace in the country, where we also provide economic benefits in the service industry. And our mission is to make it much easier for our customers to find service providers, but also for service providers, we want to help them grow their income. So as already mentioned, it's very difficult in Indonesia to find service providers right now. They don't have an online presence. They don't have they don't have a budget for social media. A lot of times they don't even really know how to use internet because they still are using feature phones. So here are some of the problems that Seekmi is solving. So some of the problems with the marketplace right now is that it's very inefficient and not safe. So a lot of people, to find service providers, they actually have to ask their friends, they ask their family, they ask, they sometimes search on the internet, but that's not even that common. But when they do find a service provider, oftentimes it's not safe. There's been a lot of cases of robberies, a lot of cases of work that's not done properly, so that's something that Seekmi is solving. Also, it's very tough to know exactly what the prices of the services. There's no guide, there's no standard in Indonesia. That's also something that we're trying to solve. And just even to do a price comparison, it's hard enough to find one service provider to fix your roof. It's very hard to find 5 to really do any type of price comparison. And then as again mentioning the last point, it's just so difficult because the service providers don't have any website. They don't know how to advertise or market themselves. The only way is through word of mouth, which is not necessarily the most efficient way with the technology we have available these days. So how does Seekmi solve this problem? So we've made it much easier now. We've already, we're already we've already solved part of the problem, and we're continuing to improve. But this is what we're doing so far. We're allowing users to put in a job request. So say, for example, you want to fix your AC or you want to get it clean. You put in the request. We'll send the matching request to all the matching service providers that match the request. So if you have a certain type of AC, we'll try to intelligently match it with the service provider that can fix that type of AC. Then the service provider will submit a price quote to the user, and the user will then compare all the prices, check out the profiles of the service providers, check out their reviews, and hire one based on price negotiation. And when when the job is done, they will put in a review, which actually helps us to further verify and further screen the vendors. So it's a continuous process to continue to get the best database of service providers in the country. So our positioning, what we realized before we started the business was that there was a really big hole missing of local services and also the matchmaking engine that you see there. So that's where we created Seekmi, that we create a hyper-local service marketplace, but also have that intelligent matching to allow users to find exactly what they're looking for. So although we offer so many different types of services on our platform, which I'll get into a little bit later, we do have a focus currently on our site, which is mainly the household services and also beauty and wellness. So in the house services, we have cleaning, we have movers, we have plumbers, and in beauty and wellness, we'll have mani-pedi, and we'll have personal training and such. But on top of this, we also offer a lot of other services that you can find. And even new services are coming online every day. In terms of user demography, we see that the majority of our users are young, around 25 to 35 years old, tech savvy, and also they are the type that like to compare and find out a lot of information before making a decision. We also see, initially when we started our business, the early adopters were male, but now we're actually starting to see females catching up. And right now it's like a 50-50 split between male and female. So, I've kind of gone on a lot about how we're helping users, but we're also helping vendors in the way that with technology, no one has helped them before. We're helping vendors be able to increase their income, get repeat customers, get customer leads, and steady jobs, which is something that's really important for the Indonesian economy. So who is Seekmi? So Seekmi was actually founded by two founders, me and Nayoko. So Nayoko before starting Seekmi, Nayoko was a managing director at Home Tester Club, which is part of the MTech group. And it was a subdivision of the MTech group that was very successful. He also worked at Lazada, and he also started NextCon, which is a leading Indonesian tech summit in the country. And he graduated with an economics degree from UBC. And then my background is, when I first came to Indonesia, I was an Indonesian managing director for two European tech startups, Kios and Idumu. So I helped them build their business from scratch in the country. I also spent 6 years working as a software developer in Japan, where I worked at Panasonic and also Barclays Investment Bank. And I created two startups before in Canada, one in group buying and one in real estate. And I graduated with a computer engineering degree from UBC and an MBA from Queen's University in Canada. So we already have, some pretty very supportive investors on board. So Cyber Agent is one of them. Thank you for your support. And in our seed round, we actually were able to get some very supportive investors as well. Justin Khan, who's a partner at Y Combinator and also the founder of Twitch. We also have Mari Eka Pangetsu, who is a former Indonesian minister, and some of the other investors, MTech. We have Kinara, Convergence, Femtech, Balancop, and Grupara. We were actually also admitted into the first class of the Google Launchpad Accelerator program, where we joined other high potential tech startups in Brazil and in India and Indonesia to accelerate our business. So I'll play another video that gives you some more information about Seekmi.
Susah mencari pelayanan jasa yang Anda inginkan? Bingung dengan layanan yang tepat dan sesuai kebutuhan? Tidak perlu susah mencari, ketiklah Seekmi. Lewat aplikasi Seekmi, Anda bisa menemukan pelayanan jasa yang Anda butuhkan secara otomatis dimanapun Anda berada. Jasa apapun bisa Anda temukan di sini dengan mudah. Setelah menemukan yang paling terbaik, Anda dengan nyaman membuat deal antara kedua belah pihak. Seekmi, cobalah mudah pencariannya sekarang juga.
So for those of you that don't understand Indonesian, the video gives some information to customers that you can find any type of service on our marketplace. So what have we done so far? We launched our website in August of last year, which is available on desktop and also mobile. We recently, about 1 month ago, launched our app on both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. One for the customer and also one app for the vendor side. One differentiating feature that we have on our system is a Meet Chat, something that we really try to emphasize people to use because it makes talking to the vendors much more secure, safe, and fast. So with our business, one thing we do is we want to continuously optimize our product to make it better, to make people come back, to make people happy with the experience. So a product, here is an example that we're always monitoring the heat maps, we're always monitoring the Google Analytics, and because of that, we were able to decrease our bounce rate significantly. The other thing about our business is that we try to improve and automate a lot of our processes. So we've established several SOPs in order to ensure that each of our agents are able to handle each job request efficiently, but while still providing the best level of service to our customers. So here we also do a lot of customer surveys in order to gauge how we're doing, if there's anything that we can improve. And recently we were able to find out that we had a 92% customer satisfaction rate. So customers are very happy with the way we're dealing with them. We also focus a lot on content marketing because we want to lower our user acquisition cost. We have a content magazine called Seekmi Magazine where we publish 150 SEO optimized articles every month. We also heavily emphasize on business development and vendor acquisition activities so that we can sign up vendors very quickly at a very low price or very low cost. So here's Nayoko getting interviewed by O Channel and speaking in front of an audience for At America.
2 minutes.
Okay. Also, we do a lot of partnership activities in order to get more awareness about our brand and also get users at a low acquisition price. We also focus a lot on culture building because in Indonesia it's very difficult to recruit and maintain the employees in the company. So we have a lot of activities to make sure that they're very motivated, that they're happy, and that they're performing at their best. So what is the result? We've seen significant business growth in the last few months. We've actually already signed up 5,000 service providers onto our platform. We have over 500 service categories. And one of the things that's very interesting for probably all of you is that for all our orders, 30% are from repeat customers. That just shows that our system is very useful for our customers. They're happy and they're willing to keep coming back for more services that they need and they're searching for. And in the next 12 months, we're going to continue to focus on web traffic and also app downloads, the number of job requests, the number of price quotes, which is how we monetize our business, and also the completion rate of the jobs. So how many vendors are being hired, and then how many are being reviewed. So yeah, that ends my presentation. Thank you everyone for your time, and I'm open to any questions at the moment.
Questions? No, we have time for. Okay.
Thank you for presentation. I want to ask about the partnership with many companies. So what are doing by collaboration with them?
Sure. So we have several different types of partnerships. So for example, the Bhutan 6 is the second largest online media company in Indonesia. So we actually have a content exchange with them. So they actually publish our articles. They put our links in their articles, and we do the same. We publish their articles and we put links, but they have much more traffic than we do. So it's been a very beneficial relationship, and it's generated a lot of awareness and traffic to our site. Another partnership we had, for example, that's a little bit different is with Lazada. So they actually gave us vouchers to use on our site. So when someone puts in a job request, they can actually get Lazada vouchers. So that actually helped generate or get people to commit to putting a job request and trying a job request through Seekmi just to get the voucher. But it actually really helped to bring that branding to our site.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Clarissa. Any question? Okay.
I have a question about the categories that's on the list, because I think that the hyper-local businesses are kind of like, they don't have much like retentions. You only use it like once a year or like once in 2 years. What kind of categories is repeatable in?
Right.
I want to ask them.
Yeah, that's a great question. So that's something actually we already have in the pipeline to improve repeatability. So we already see that there's a lot of users that put in repeat orders, but how do we keep increasing that number? Because that's how we lower the acquisition cost or the cost of per job request. So in terms of the ones that are very high repeatability is mani-pedi. We also see eyebrow embroidery. That's a really popular one that people are repeating with, and also cleaners. That's also something that people get more than once a month, twice a month, or 3 times a month. Thank you.
Thank you, Clarissa.